right now. Can you hear me? I'm sure that you'll be able to hear me right now. Is it okay? Right. Can you hear me now? Uh, hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? If you guys can let me know. Can you hear me right now? Okay. Right, you can hear me now. Okay, that's okay. Marco Silva, right there in discussion with the fourth official over there. Something happened. Right now, Alex will be passing that ball into Kenny. Kenny has got Robinson on that left, goes on that. You can see players coming inside the box. There's a cross. Raul Jimenez, the goal scorer, gives it to Iwobi. Iwobi on his left foot, cleared away by Arsenal. So, oh, I didn't knew. Thanks again, fundraiser, for that heads up. Sorry, I didn't knew that my audio wasn't working. It's fixed right now, and hopefully you can hear my voice. Once again, Fulham on the ball. It is Kearney pushing that ball on towards the right wing. Once again, ball comes in, and once again, it is Fulham on the ball. They are trying to push that ball forward. Once again, thanks very much for that heads up. Thank you, fundraiser, for that kind gesture. Right now, we can see Fulham are trying their very best to have a go at Arsenal, and Arsenal are not looking as they normally are. They're looking a little bit tired to me. Even in the first half, you could clearly see that Fulham were really trying their very best, but Arsenal, on the other hand, they're just defending. They're not trying to go as normally they tend to do. Once again, Saliba trying to push that ball out, Gabriel as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham do score a goal over here because Arsenal, uh, two corners so far in the game, and both of them for Fulham. Arsenal with no corners. Once again, cross comes in from Willian, played away by Gabriel. Right now, Martinelli pushing that ball into Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz trying to beat Robinson, unable to do so. Saka recovers the ball, gives it to Nkatea, who's on the left flank. Right now, Nkatea plays that ball into Tomiyasu. So, cross almost comes in, but Fulham once again, Castanier pushes the ball out, and it is going to be a throw in. So, Arsenal making the change, and it was Kivoi, who apparently, that's a very difficult name, Kivoi. Let me find Kivioid. Kivioid, basically being substituted over there, and it's Tomiyasu has come in place for him. So a change made by Miguel Arteta, maybe something wrong with him, and Tomiyasu for Arsenal. Right now, it is Ben White passing it to Saliba. Now, Fulham have gone back into their own half. So for the first 5 minutes, it was Fulham who were on top of Arsenal. Now they've gone back into their own half. Arsenal have got the ball. Gabriel once again forced to push that ball back to Raya. Fulham are so good in terms of pressing. You can see that Arsenal haven't been able to push through the Fulham midfield over there. And you have to give credit to Marco Silva. Once again, it is Saliba with the ball, looking for options. Tomiyasu has inverted over there, once again giving it to Declan Rice. Ben White in towards Odegaard, intercepted by Robinson. Fulham once again on the ball. Palinia trying to take the ball away. Odegaard comes from behind and he puts in a tackle and he hits Palinia over there. Palinia down on the ground. The ref has given a free kick. So, do you think Havertz has potential or are his goals stroke of luck? I think Kai Havertz is a very different kind of footballer. Kai Havertz is a footballer who is, I think the reason Mikel Arteta got Kai Havertz is because he needs somebody strong enough, technical enough in that number 10 role who can kind of hold those defenders. Uh, he is more of a player who can hold the ball. In terms of scoring the goal, I think that Premier League is not suited to him. If he moves to any other league, then we might be able to say that he can do something. Like when he used to play in Bundesliga for Bayer Leverkusen, he was not a prolific scorer. He was just more of a person who would come in deep, like Frank Lampard, as Frank Lampard used to do. And I think that kind of football is not suited because most of the teams now they incorporate with five at the back, and that makes very little space for a player such as that. I think if Frank Lampard would have been playing in today's age, when the normally teams are playing with five at the back, he would have struggled because it becomes pretty much a congestion. There's not that much space around, and that is why Kai Havertz was struggling in Chelsea. He wasn't able to produce as he used to do at Leverkusen, and I think it's similar thing that Mikel Arteta has identified. So when you see him playing for Arsenal, he's basically playing as more of a false number nine, who can just hold the ball, bring in other players to play in, because he's got the technical ability to do things for Arsenal. Because Arsenal, remember, they have only got Gabriel Jesus, and Jesus is not an out and out nine striker. He's more fluid kind of a player, and he needs to have another player in support who can work in combination. That's how Gabriel Jesus is apparently effective. And I think because Arsenal didn't have so many players with they could have targeted. So for me, I think Kai Havertz basically offers them a support kind of role rather than attack kind of role. Are you from England? You can say that I was in London, but not anymore. Hopefully that answers your question. But yes, I was from England, but not currently at the moment. So once again, Saka once again on the ball, passing that ball back, and once again it's coming in towards Kai Havertz, who's trying to win the ball. I mean, you have to give credit to Decadova. He's so good for Fulham. I really like this player. I remember even in the last season, he was so good. It's just because he has the ability to play in multiple positions. And I think Marco Silva has got a brilliant player in Decadova, the way he really goes for the ball. Once again, it is Robinson trying to push that ball forward into Kearney. Kearney right now back to Robinson. Robinson once again trying to push it back to the defense. Now, once again, you can see Nketiah is pretty much isolated up front. Odegaard is not going for press. Arsenal are just defending. They're not in that mindset. Once again, Willian, he's turning back time over there. At one point in the first half, Willian won the race from Saka. I mean, can you imagine that? How down are Arsenal? That is the metric to measure from. Saka and Willian were going for the ball, and Willian beat Saka to it. And Willian is what, 35 years of age? So you can imagine how tired these Arsenal players are. Once again, ball comes into Saka. Saka once again on the ball. Back to Saliba. Saka is brilliant, but the rest of the front needs to improve. Uh, I think you know what Saka is a good player. Martinelli is a good player as well. I think what Arsenal need is a good striker. I think Arsenal don't have a good striker when it comes to scoring 20 plus goals. I don't think so. Gabriel Jesus is a 20 plus goal scorer. Gabriel Jesus is a player who apparently works in a two-man system. One-man system is not that effective because when he used to play in Manchester City, he used to have so many players who could apparently do a lot. Like he used to have Aguero, he used to have Kevin De Bruyne, they used to have David Silva as well. I think Gabriel Jesus is a very different type of player, and Mikel Arteta came from that system as well. Remember, so maybe he thought that he can make this Arsenal play in a similar manner as Manchester City do, and that was a very good ball into Raul Jimenez from deep over there, but Saliba was able to get there in time. Right now, Tomiyasu on ball giving to Declan Rice. So as I was saying that Mikel Arteta, because he came from Manchester City system, and he thought that he would go for a player that he trusts, and I think that is the reason why he went for Gabriel Jesus. Uh, I won't be surprised that in January transfer window, if they go for Ivan Tony, if they get Ivan Tony, then I think you might see a slight style difference in Arsenal because with Ivan Tony, I think Arsenal will have to release the ball much more quicker because Ivan Tony is so good at the break and he's so good, he's so quick. So I think if Ivan Tony joins Arsenal, then we are talking about a different ball game from Arsenal. Then you can say that Arsenal might be threatening up front. Once again, Alex Iwobi pushing that ball on towards the outside. Decordova with a crossing chance. And once again, it is Gabriel making that clearance. He's not happy. He's not happy. He's not happy. And he's complaining to Declan Rice. Uh, I mean, Tomiyasu over there giving him space. And Gabriel is saying that, you know what? They shouldn't be letting Fulham getting those balls inside the box because anything can go wrong because Raul Jimenez was right next to him and he doesn't like that. Once again, cross comes in, played away by Arsenal. Now, once again, ball being played into space. Martinelli in chase. Alex Iwobi, ex-Gunners, once again finding the ball. Fulham are so good in terms of winning the ball back. Kenny playing that ball into Willian, crossing goes, and Tomiyasu puts the ball out. This is going to be a corner kick. So Willian, another ex-Arsenal player, as well as Arsenal has one of the best midfield with Rice and Odegaard. The chemistry is brilliant. I think the chemistry is brilliant as well as I think what really works in the combination is that they're technically so good and they tend to do both things good in manner of making those passes. I think that is very essential. I think what they require is that's my idea. I think the kind of play that they're looking for is if not for Kai Havertz, Fulham have just scored a goal. Have they scored a goal? Fulham have just scored a goal, and it is my man Decordova Reid who has scored the goal, guys. Decordova Reid has scored a goal for Fulham. He is one of my favorite players who plays for Fulham. Decordova Reid scoring the goal, and Arsenal have conceded. Arsenal are not playing good today. They are really struggling. They can't cope with Fulham. Decordova Reid finding that goal and giving the advantage. Ball comes in. Let me look at the offside line. Now, was Decordova Reid offside or was he onside? Decordova Reid was trying to challenge Gabriel over there, and Gabriel tries to take the ball away, but then there was a deflection, and Decordova on the rebound puts the ball in the back of the net. Or it did hit Declan Rice's arm as well as Tomiyasu, but anyway, Fulham scored the goal. So I think they're going to give the goal to Fulham. Otherwise, it will be a case of penalty, and you can see Fulham fans making those crying gestures towards Arsenal fans. So there you go, guys. A goal has been scored, and Fulham, yes, they are different at Craven Cottage, but their form hasn't been good in the previous games. So there you go, a goal has been scored. Decordova Reid, one of my good players who I really like, and Arsenal are not in their form today. So the goal has been scored in what 59th minute. So Decordova Reid scoring the goal. Decordova, and there you go, guys. Decordova scoring the goal for Fulham in the 59th minute. And I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham scored another goal because Arsenal, they're not looking as if they want to play today. They're really struggling. So let's see what will happen. It is Fulham 2, Arsenal 1. Anyway, once again, Declan Rice on the ball, trying to go forward, finds Nketiah, but Nketiah unable to turn away from Fulham defenders over there, so he loses the possession. Once again, ball comes back to Raya. Raya to Gabriel, Gabriel to Saliba. Saliba right now looking for a channel. Finds Tomiyasu, who's playing as inverted over there, almost playing as a CDM. Right now, ball being pushed in towards Odegaard. He has got Saka on his right. Odegaard trying to get away from Willian, but it is still Odegaard. Odegaard playing in towards Saka. Saka into Declan Rice. Now, the player I think that Arsenal need in midfield alongside Odegaard and Declan Rice, I think this is my suggestion. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong in it, but I think if they have the likes of Gallagher, who plays for Chelsea, it would be a different gravy for Arsenal because I think Gallagher has that ability to shoot from distance, and that is what I think that lacks in this Arsenal team. That they need somebody from the midfield who can ping those balls in and at least try to have a go at goal. And if Gallagher was playing for Arsenal, it would be really a different team. And I'm not shocked because I think yesterday I read somewhere that Tottenham apparently want Gallagher from Chelsea. And Chelsea are looking into it because he's got 18 months remaining on his contract. So if Tottenham are interested in him, and remember they've got Madison, so that tells you something about the player. So if Arsenal do get Gallagher, I think he could be a really good player in terms of adding to Odegaard and Rice. So that's just my opinion. That's what I think. Once again, Odegaard on the ball, playing that ball into Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu right now trying to find Martinelli. Cross comes in. Once again, played away. Now Saka on the ball. Oh my God. Oh, 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 oh. Saka gets the ball on his feet and he goes with the power. Rather than the placement, he goes with the power. I mean, he had so much space. Nobody was around him. Nobody was next to him. He had the oh my God, he had the time in the whole world, and he chooses power over it. Come on, you should have placed it in. And once again, Mikel Arteta in deep discussion with his coaches. So that means if the score stays the same, Arsenal will be in fourth position, just 1 point ahead of Tottenham, and they will be behind Manchester City, who have got a game in hand, and Liverpool, who also have got a game in hand, and they're on 42 points. So Arsenal need to find that equalizer, otherwise it's looking very tough for them. And once again, Gabriel on the ball was doing analysis about the fixtures that these three teams face. One of them is Liverpool, Manchester City, and third was Arsenal. Arsenal had much tougher fixtures until February, whereas the most easiest fixtures were for Manchester City and Liverpool. So that tells you everything. Arsenal need to win today, otherwise, it's going to be a very tough 2 months for Arsenal. Once again, Declan Rice passing that ball forward to Ben White. Ben White once again passing that ball in towards Saka. Saka once again into Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz pushing that ball forward. Dekodowari trying to intercept but unable to do so. Tomiyasu on the ball. Unai Emery versus Arteta. Who do you choose? Unai Emery versus Mikel Arteta. That's a good question. If I have to choose between those two, I think I think I think that Mikel Arteta has some of his strengths and he has got some weaknesses as well. Now, between Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta, I think Unai Emery is much more pragmatic. He tends to understand how things get done, whereas Mikel Arteta is still working on that front. I think Mikel Arteta is not pragmatic enough to understand the nuances of this game. Like, I can give you an example. I'm not going to give you an example from the previous season where he was leading the title race and then he lost it, because then we'll have to talk about those games where he should have done and what he shouldn't have done. I'm going to talk about this season. Now, with Mikel Arteta, when he bought Declan Rice, right, and he apparently let Zaka go to Bayer Leverkusen. Now, in that scenario, I think what he should have done was he got a perfect CDM. Now, Odegaard goes with a shot, it goes over the bar, and he misses it. and Arsenal once again are trying their best to find that equalizer. And 66 minutes, we're seeing some action happening on the bench over there. You can see Trossard and Mikel Arteta is giving them some advice over there. There's another player, I can't see him. I think it's Gabriel Jesus. So two players are about to come on for Arsenal, and I think Martinelli is going to be walking off. Martinelli is going off, and let's see who else is coming off. It's Ben White. So Ben White has been brought off, and Jesus and Trossard are going to come in. So Mikel Arteta is going to attack in this game. Now, as I was mentioning, when he bought Declan Rice, at that moment, I thought, you know what, he needs somebody in terms of scoring goals. And at that time, I thought he should have got a proper number nine. And when he went and he got Kai Havertz for me, and I thought, wait a second, you're going to spend 50 million on a player who is okay, he's good, but he's not like very good. He's good, but he's not very good. But if you think you can work with him and you can make him productive enough, and you don't need a striker, and you can make do with Kai Havertz, then for me it's a very big risk, because when you are building a team who you want to win the title, specifically Premier League title, and then your competitors are Manchester City and Liverpool, I don't think so you can take those kind of risks. For me, I think at that moment, if he would have bought a striker, then I would have said that Mikel Arteta has got that pragmatic thing in him. He knows how to get things done. But so far, I haven't seen any evidence that he's pragmatic enough. So Unai Emery takes the edge over there. He knows how to win a competition. He knows how to build a squad. He knows how to build a team. And you can see that what he has done with Aston Villa is he just brought some players in. There was a very good recruitment by Aston Villa before him as well. And he have worked with that combination and he's doing wonders. But when it comes to fluid system, I think the fluid system of how should the football should be played, I think Mikel Arteta edges over Unai Emery. Even though Aston Villa are playing good game, but I still think that Aston Villa, their players such as Douglas Luiz, imagine if a club comes in for him, they have to sell him. Who will play instead of him? So that is where Unai Emery will be tested over there. So if I have to choose between Arteta and Unai Emery, I think I'll go Arteta. But Arteta needs to find that pragmatism in his game. If he does so, I'm sure he will be able to win more as he is destined to. Because I think he's a very good coach and he is a learner. But some things that he's very much brutal about it, I think sometimes it kinds of go against you. Like, look at the situation of David Raya and Ramsdale. For me, that situation is beyond my comprehension because I don't understand what did Ramsdale did. Uh, because I can't see any difference between Ramsdale and David Raya. Uh, but still, it's his decision. He's the manager. He's the one who's doing that job. So I can't answer that. But if I have to choose between Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta, I'll go Arteta. So Trossard and Jesus come in for Arsenal. And there you go. So once again, you can see Arsenal trying their very best, but still not to any avail. Once again, it is Fulham on the ball, trying to go forward and pushing it back to Leno. Leno right now on the ball. Let's see what can he do. Once again, right now Fulham trying to string those passes in. Palinia with a brilliant ball forward. Alex Iwobi in chase. Saliba unable to beat him. Right now it is Jimenez. Kenny with a shot. What a save that was from Raya. You can see that the flight was dipping, the shot was dipping in, and David Raya had to watch that ball carefully. Although at one moment it looked like it was going to go wide, but brilliant save by Raya over there. So hopefully, fundraiser, I've been able to answer your question that who do I like between Mikel Arteta and Unai Emery. For me, I think I will go with Arteta. I still think he will be able to win good, but he needs to change some of the things that he does. So Alex Iwobi is going to walk off. Fulham are going to make a change for themselves over there. So Fulham are going to make a change. Alex Iwobi is going to go off, and Pereira is going to come on for him. So Pereira is going to come in for him. Fulham are about to make that change. And it is Pereira who's going to be coming on for Iwobi. Right. It is Saliba once again on the ball. Arsenal have got around 18 more minutes. Can they find that equalizer? They need to do so. Otherwise, their title race is going to be questioned because remember, Manchester City have got a game in hand, Liverpool have got a game in hand, and Arsenal need to find that equalizer as soon as possible. There is an opening on that left flank, but once again, Arsenal are opting to go through the center. Saka once again on the bar line over there, gives it into Declan Rice. Declan Rice trying to find an option. There's such a huge gap between Arsenal players right now, and there are around five Fulham players in between the midfield and the forward line over there. Arsenal really need to improve that over there. How are these Arsenal players so tired? They have strong midfield. It's Saliba defense, yet they concede. I think because they played so many games in this Christmas period, and I think that tends to weigh in. And Arsenal play a quite high intensity kind of football, and with these other teams, uh, they don't tend to play for that longer duration. Like Fulham, they played those Christmas period as well, but Arsenal have been playing midweek since the beginning of the season. They've been playing in Europe, they've been playing in League Cup, and I think that kind of thing really plays in. And I remember watching League Cup fixture for Arsenal, and I was quite surprised that he was playing Jesus, he was playing Martinelli, he was playing Saka, whereas I thought that he didn't need to play those players in that game, but he was still making them play. Maybe due to the fact that I think that Arsenal tend to focus on the playing minutes rather than the training because some of the teams, some of the clubs, they tend to focus. They have their own way of doing. Now, if a club thinks that if their players are going to play some minutes, then they focus on the training a little bit lighter. They don't put workload on the training that much because they think that they've played the game and that counts enough minutes that their body can suffice in terms of training and match playing balance kind of thing. So I think Arsenal need to work on that because their squad depth is not enough. Even though they've added Trossard, they have got the likes of Nketia, but I still think they are lacking at least two more players. If they can kind of address that in January transfer window, and if one of them is Ivan Tony, then you're talking about a different ball game. Then Arsenal are going to be really, really good in the second half of the season. That's what I think. But will they get Ivan Tony? We still have to see. So far, I haven't heard any story regarding him. What I've heard is this that Brentford are not going to sell him because they're already in relegation trouble. So if Brentford are not going to sell him, then that means Arsenal will have to look somewhere else. And who they're going to target, I have no idea. Maybe any Arsenal fan out there they can answer this question. But for me, I think Arsenal need at least two more players for the squad depth because remember uh, playing so many games midweek as well, adding to the midweek, I think it really kinds of uh, increase the workload on the players. That is why we've heard this news that most players from the top clubs are complaining to FIFA that they're going to write to FIFA that they can't play so many games and they should do something about it. Now, what will happen in terms of inaction? Nobody knows, but this is the news that has come out. So hopefully we'll find out something about that. I mean, these modern day footballers play around 60 to 70 games a season, which is a lot of games. And when the international tournament comes around, that sometimes goes up to 75 or 76, something like that. So, these friendlies, and then they have to take these tours. So imagine that. Arsenal must build a team in January transfer in order to win Premiership and hope for UCL. By the way, what do you think about Arsenal having potential to win UCL. One thing I want to talk about UCL and knockout tournaments is this: there are three ways to approach a knockout tournament. I think if you look at the history of knockout tournament, like Champions League, right? Even if you take Europa League or any other league, now if you take out the factor of Real Madrid and Sevilla, who have been dominant in both of those tournaments, now Tottenham have scored a goal. It is Son who has scored the goal, and Tottenham are 2 goals ahead. So a goal has been scored from Tottenham. So there you go, guys. Son scoring for Tottenham. So a goal has been scored. Let me give you that update, and then I'll come back to Arsenal Champions League as well. Goal has been scored. Tottenham scoring that goal. Son scoring the goal. Let me have a look. What time did they score in? 71st minute. So 71st minute is the time when they scored the goal, and Tottenham are 2 goals ahead. I think they're going to cruise to a victory. Uh, there you go. Tottenham 2, Bournemouth nil. Uh, what does it mean for the Premier League table? What it means is that Tottenham are in 5th position, just 1 point behind Arsenal. So they'll get an important victory. So there it is. We are having around 12 more minutes where Arsenal need to get back in this game by scoring a goal. Let's see if they'll be able to do so. Ball comes into Nketiah. Right now, Trossard with the cross, clearance by Robinson. So as I was mentioning that Arsenal regarding Champions League, if you take out Sevilla and Real Madrid from that perspective, and if you look at the winners that this tournament have, it's a mix. I mean, Barcelona did win Champions League, I think, 4 times. Bayern Munich won it twice. Uh, Chelsea won it, I think, twice in 10-year period. Manchester City won it once, which was last year. Uh, PSG appeared in one final. I think knockout tournaments are very hard to win, and they work on many factors as well. So, in order to win a knockout tournament, you need multiple factors to work in your favor. And I think what you specifically need is you need a proper squad. Now, if Arsenal have got a squad to fight on multiple fronts, such as domestic league and then a tournament such as Champions League, and if all of the players in that squad are in excellent form, then you can say they can win a tournament like Champions League. Now, if you do remember when Liverpool won the Champions League in previous years, I think that was during COVID uh, or just before COVID. Once again, Cross comes in. Uh, Arsenal are trying their best, but nothing is happening for them. Where Liverpool did win against Tottenham, and Arsenal almost so close to get that equalizer, but unable to do so. Gabriel, the defender, is playing as a forward over there. That tells you everything. Arsenal haven't got a striker, guys. I mean, if you see in 80th minute the likes of Gabriel, who's a defender, who's a centre back, diving in to put a header in, imagine Arsenal, the recruitment team. I mean, okay, you wanted Kai Havertz, but I think they should have gone for a striker. If they had that second striker, this would have been different right now. Because any of the striker, they would have put it in. And that tells you everything that they're forced to play Gabriel up front because they haven't got any height in that box. And Declan Rice is playing as a centre back. Imagine that. Declan Rice right now, he's playing as a centre back. And Gabriel is playing up front. So Arsenal are playing with Sam Allardyce tactics. That is Bolton tactics. Just lump it front, and maybe one of the tallest players could get a head in, and then we might get a break and we do score a goal. Now Gabriel comes back in his defensive position. Declan Rice goes forward. Tomiyasu right now giving it to Saka. Now, as I was saying, now Saka goes in. Now he's a chance, takes a shot. Brilliant, brilliant defending by Palinia. And you can see Arsenal were so close, but what a defending that was from Palinia. Stop Saka over there. And you can see how much does it means to him. So stopping Saka. I mean, Palinia is an excellent player. Palinia is really a good player. So anyway, speaking about if they have got a good squad, and in that squad, if they got players who are playing in a very good form, like when we talk about Liverpool when they won the Champions League, the reason they won the Champions League was because they had the players who were in a very good form, and their squad was strong as well. So that is what you need in order to win a Champions League. So if Arsenal are able to do that, then definitely they can go higher in Champions League rounds. They can go up to semi-final, and then they can work their way around and then go to a final and then try their luck that if they can win the final as well. So that's what they need. They need first of all a good squad. They need good players, and they need all of those players to hit in the right form. Then only then they can win the Champions League. VAR has been killing the fun of the game. Do you think PGMOL will work on their mistakes, or are they going way too arrogant? Now, I'll tell you something. Now, let me tell you something about technology, right? Uh, I do not know if you guys do follow any of the sports. If you do follow any of the sports, uh, I will put out a link for one of the videos that I found. It's from BBC, and that will tell you something about technology. It's a very fun video. Let me find it for you, and I'll put out a link over here in the chat box. Uh, Let me tell you something about technology in the game. VAR is the best thing that has ever happened to football. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And I'm not going to change my opinion on that. Any technology which comes into a game, which kind of improves the game, should always be implemented. Now, Jimenez has got the ball, goes for a shot, blocked by Gabriel, and the ball goes out for a corner kick. Fulham to Arsenal 1. Jimenez once again trying his best to get another goal. There was a mistake made by Arsenal players over there trying to clear that ball away, but there was a deflection, and then ball comes to Jimenez, goes for a shot, but Gabriel stopping him in time over there. There's a corner kick coming in for Fulham. Imagine if Fulham score from this corner kick, what it would mean for Arsenal. Uh, right now, corner kick comes in, played away once more, but it's to Wilson who takes a shot, but it goes wide and it is going to be a goal kick. Right. Now, when we talk about technology, right, I think it should always be implemented. Now, what wrong with VAR is the people who are operating it. That's what I think. Because when it comes to mistakes, the mistakes are done by the people, not by the technology. If you say kick the VAR out of the game, I think you're in the wrong camp. What should be the call should be the people who are operating the VAR, they should be out of the game. If they keep on making mistakes, then they're not fit enough to do their roles. Now imagine if you got a defender in your game who doesn't tend to put in a tackle, and he always let a striker go pass by him, and you keep on playing him, then that means you're not right in your head. Because the purpose of that defender is to stop that striker. And if they're not doing their job properly, they shouldn't be in their job, and they should be sold. So I think the same rule should apply for the people who are operating VAR. Nothing wrong with VAR. VAR is a good thing for the game of football, and that's how it should be. If we get a system where VAR is not operated by human beings, and if it's operated by an AI, and if an AI knows all about the rules that are there in the game, then I think the VAR should be handed over to AI. That's what I think. That's my opinion. What do other people think that they want VAR to be completely taken out from the game? I think that they are in the wrong, because then we see sometimes that those calls made by the ref, because human being eye is not fast enough to catch what's actually happening, but the cameras, if you work it with their frames, they can see what's wrong in any challenge, in any tackle, in any incident. And that is why we need technology rather than human being. Now, brilliant ball in from Pereira to Wilson. Wilson goes down, and a yellow card comes out for Saliba. Is that going to be a free kick or is it going to be a penalty? So a yellow card for Saliba, or was it free kick? Let me have a look on the replay. Ball comes in and ball being played into Wilson and he goes down. Is going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick. So that is Saliba. He pulls down Wilson over there and he earns the yellow card. So a free kick right at the edge of the box on the left hand side of the pitch. So let's see what's going to happen over there. This is going to be quite interesting. Fulham players surrounding the free kick. I think Pereira is going to be the one who's going to take this one. I think Kenny is on it. Wilson is on it. And I think is going to be Andres Pereira. That's what I think. So he's going to take this one. He has got a good distance. He knows he can score a goal from here. He does, and he hits the bar. He hits the post, and Fulham would have doubled their lead. And Pereira hits the post over there. Once again, Fulham are trying their best to score that goal. Wilson once again pushes that ball back to Leno. Arsenal are losing time over this. Let me get that video for you guys so that you get. Let me give you my perspective on the technology. And Tottenham have scored another goal. It is Richarlison scoring in the 80th minute. So goal has been scored. Richarlison scoring in the 80th minute. And it is Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 0. Now, what does the technology do in the modern game is quite interesting. Let me show you something. I think you guys need to see this. And right now, cross comes in. Arsenal trying their best, played away by. Now, Fulham are on the counter attack. You can see it is Andres Pereira has got Wilson. Pereira with the cross in, but it was too much. I think the cross was a little bit heavy, but Raul Jimenez gets to the ball. And let me show you this clip regarding technology in the game. And you can see what happens if you can click on this link. It will take you to this video, and you need to watch this video. And then it will show you what does technology does in a game and how much effective it is and how much human being in contrast to AI or any other technology, how much difference it is. It's basically human beings with an error, and the technology has a part to play in it. And if you look at this video, you will understand the whole thing. It hasn't got to do with football, it has to do with tennis. So if you watch this one, you'll get an idea. So do watch this one, and then you will understand. Basically, what technology does is technology kinds of helps you. Bournemouth have scored a goal back. Bournemouth have scored a goal back, and they have scored in the 84th minute. They have put a goal back. So once again, a goal has been scored. Let me give you the update for that one as well. Goal has been scored by Bournemouth. Let me see who has scored that goal. By Scott. Scott, I think that is Adam Scott who scored the goal. Right. Or is it Alex Scott? I think that is Alex Scott who scored the goal. Yes. So there you go, Scott scoring in the 84th minute of the game. And Bournemouth putting a goal back. And there you go, Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 1. So do check out that video. It has to do with tennis. And basically what it shows is, if you look at the video, it shows about a scam, which one of the guy tends to do. And the reason he's able to pull that scam is because with the help of technology, he's able to pull that scam. And also not because with the help of technology, it's also because with the help of human being error. Now, why it's a human being error? Because human beings are slow. And that is how he's able to take the advantage of it. And you should watch that video. I mean, you'll be amazed And when I saw that video, I was like blown away. And you really need a creative mind to understand it. And the guy, what he does is simply uh, unbelievable. You need to check out that video and you will get it. Once again, it is 5 minutes stoppage time in this Arsenal Fulham game. 5 minutes stoppage time right now. There you go, guys. 5 minutes stoppage time. Oh, sorry, I just posted the link once more. Right now, another yellow card comes out for Raul Jimenez, and he gets another yellow card. Arsenal getting Jimenez getting a yellow card over there. So Kenny is going to go off, and Reed is going to come on for him. So Fulham about to make this change. They are on the verge of getting an important victory. So Kenny goes off, and Reed comes on for him. This is going to be interesting. Right now, Fulham 2, Arsenal 1. Odegaard once again on the ball. Can they find the equalizer? Arsenal need to put everything now. Cross comes in. Once again, Fulham are able to play that ball away. Comes into Declan Rice, and once again, Declan Rice playing that ball into Saliba. Saliba right now. Tomiyasu, Saka on that right wing. Arsenal have got 2 more minutes. They need to find something here. Odegaard. Ball comes in. Chance. And once again, clearance from Fulham. Saliba pushing that ball forward into Robinson, clearing it away. Pereira. Tomiyasu. Nelson. Jesus. Brilliant tackling by Fulham player Polinia. But Trossard wins it again. Tomiyasu. Saka. Let's see what can Saka do here. Is he going to go for a cross? He's trying to beat Robinson. Robinson with the tackle. And the ball goes out. It is going to be a corner kick. Let's see what can Arsenal do from here. He needs a perfect cross over there. And they've got height still over there. Rice. Gabriel. Chance and a header once again. Ball goes out. It is going to be another corner kick. 1 minute remaining. Arsenal are looking very desperate to find that equalizer. Let's see if they'll be able to do that. Let's see if they'll be able to find that equalizer in time. Saka once again raises his hand. Cross comes in. Played away once more by Fulham. Odegaard giving it to Saka. Saka once again on the ball. Playing that ball into Saliba. Saliba into Odegaard. Odegaard still at the edge of the box. Bring that ball in. Trossard will cross. A poor cross. And that's it, guys. Arsenal are on the verge of a loss. They are on the verge of a loss. And last 20 seconds remaining. Yes, that's what I think. Arsenal have the toughest run out of City and Liverpool. The cameras are on Mikel Arteta right now, and he's looking quite concerned. And how many games have Arsenal lost in this season? Let me have a look at the Premier League table. Arsenal have lost 4 games. That's not looking good. Liverpool have only lost once. So Liverpool have only lost once. So right now it is Arsenal yellow card for Leno for wasting down some time over there. Once again, it is Arsenal trying to push that ball forward. It is Polinia. Polinia into Raul Jimenez, and the ball goes out. It is going to be a throw in. I think it's done, and I think the referee should be calling in the full-time whistle right now. Uh, I think Arsenal title hopes are going to be depending upon what they do in January transfer window. They need a striker, and that's it, guys. It's all over. It's all over. Full-time whistle has been blown, and Mikel Arteta is not looking happy over there. They lost the game. Plenty of work for him to do. Plenty of things that we found out today was Arsenal players were tired. They weren't able to run on full cylinders as they normally do. I think it has to do with fatigue, playing so many games in Christmas period and New Year period as well. Uh, Dekodova getting congratulations, the goal scorer. Him and Raul Jimenez scoring for Fulham. Gabriel and Saliba faces are down. Mikel Arteta knows what it means. Declan Rice as well. So Arsenal with, I think, how many losses is that? Let me have a look. Let me have a look at that Premier League table. Let me update that table over there. So Arsenal have lost 4 games. Aston Villa have lost 4 games as well. But Aston Villa have 42 points and Arsenal have got 40 points. Uh, Aston Villa have won 13 games. Arsenal have won around 12 games as well. So 1 game more for Aston Villa. Liverpool have won 12 games, but they have drawn 6. And Manchester City have drawn 4 games and they've lost 3 games. Now there is a fight broken down between Tottenham and the Bournemouth coaching staff over there. There is a fight broken down between Tottenham and Bournemouth, so something is wrong over there. So let's see what's gonna happen here. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. Tomorrow, big game, Liverpool against Newcastle United. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow for Liverpool Newcastle. I'll be uploading that Everton Football Manager 2024 third episode. So please tune in for that one. And I'll see you tomorrow for Liverpool and Newcastle United. Once again, thank you, fundraiser, for tuning in. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice one. Take care.